Hi all. Today we are going to discuss about the Docker. Docker, yeah, it's a new concept that we started. Not started actually. It is like trending in the world of IT when the containerization and a lot of things came to the scene. While that the architects or the solution architects are trying to find some solutions on how we can deploy application. What are the better way to deploy application? How can we maintain those? So like these things were many concepts that they have, and the containerization is something like it's an older concept actually. Containerization means everything that we will be bringing into a container like that, but that concept is older. But when the Docker comes in, then it got like the most of the developers and the solution architects started using Docker. Okay, so today we will be discussing on what is Docker. So yeah, let's get started on that. Before jumping to that, do you know what is Docker? Do you heard about what Docker?
Is it a kind of storage, sir?
It is kind. It's not a storage space. It is kind of method that we will be using to manage applications. Yeah, we can like say like that actually.
Okay, okay.
Mm, yeah, yeah, no issues. Yeah, we'll you will get an idea how it is and how we are working on it. So yeah, we today's sessions. Yeah, the agenda is like yeah. First of all, we will be discussing before Docker and what is Docker and as well as a lab, so that these three things will be discussing today. So let me start with that. Okay. So yeah, before Docker, we'll start from there. So as we know, like yeah, we just installed nginx server in our Linux machine. We created a web server with the help of IIS, right? So we created different web server. You can say it an application, like web application or kind of thing. So mainly the idea is like yeah, we will have a physical server, right? For example, we have our laptop with us. Okay, so this is the base layer that we have. This is the base layer, which means the very basic layer that we need to have. So we ideally we will have a server or machine that we can call it like that. And there is a technology called virtualization. Okay, there are different kind of softwares like Hyper-V or VMware kind of softwares are there. Actually, this virtualization is happening like if we have a entire server with the help of a virtualization software, what we can do is we can create multiple devices, okay, multiple machines. In the sense, for example, we can create a Linux machine with some kind of RAM and some kind of CPU. Okay, so like basically, if we say here it have 16 GB RAM, so that will be shared across these machines, 1, 2, 3, 4, these machines actually. Okay, so this will be happening. And the thing is like, yeah, if we are deploying some applications or we are creating some applications, if this is a VM or this is a machine that we have, okay, the entire server, from that server, we created a small server, and inside that we are installing an application, okay, app 1. Maybe here we have another application, app 2, like this, app 4. Actually, like this, we will have different applications in place. So this is how the older kind of architecture works, like Active Directory. Do you heard about that Active Directory? Active Directory is something like a server. Like we will have a server, and we will have like different machines available there. So Active Directory is something like managing those users and all in that server. That's what basically Active Directory meant to be. Okay. So the idea is like, yeah, we will have a physical server, then with the use of any virtualization software or something, yeah, we can create multiple devices. Okay. These are virtual devices that we can create in our own premises. We don't need to think about cloud or something like that. We can do with the in our local also. Okay, with the this use of virtualization softwares. Either we can go with Hyper-V or VMware. Yeah, there are different kind of virtualization softwares. So with the help of that, we can create that. Okay. So here the thing is mainly we will have what OS, right? So that OS will be here, and this is how the older before Docker how it was. Okay, because it is sharing the entire this much things it is shared, right? Like these 4 devices are using the same compute and all, and with the help of the virtualization software, 4 devices are created. All right. So we will like here we have 4 applications as well. So the thing is, if we need to take this app 1 to this, then whatever the softwares that we have installed, that we need to install over here also, right? Maybe for example, if we have have a software installed in our system, there will be some prerequisites, right? Prereqs will be there. Maybe they need some kind of C++ version is needed, or they may need some kind of softwares. Maybe, for example, if we are installing a Visual Studio, then they may need an some dependencies will be there. They need a kind of C++, and if we need to like maintain some databases there. Then we need to install some SQL Server management kind of tools. Different kind of tools actually we need to manage that. So it will come under that prerequisite as well. So it's like when we are thinking or when we are installing a software, there will be some prerequisites, like even if it is in terms of a software or in hardware requirements or whatever. So there will be some dependencies with that also. Like if this is not installed, we can't install that application like that. So also there will be libraries as well. So it is like for each application there will be some this kind of what dependencies, and we need to meet that prerequisites as well as these dependencies to run an application, correct? So this is the structure, this is the architecture, or this is the kind of method that all in older days we are using to create applications or deploy applications and all. Okay. Do you get that idea?
Yes, sir. So it was. I mean, it used to be done on premises and as well as Azure as well, right?
Yeah,
For both,
like
right?
this is like we need for example, one server, like if we have a Windows server or something, we can easily do that. It is like
Okay.
that only.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me pull in one picture. Yeah. For example, you can consider this. So it is like we have an infrastructure with the help of some kind of hypervisors. We will have an operating system from there, like we will be having, I said, libraries or binary data. In the sense, the prerequisites they have, then we will have this application. Okay. This was the older method that we will be using. Okay. Now this Docker, it came into the scene. What is happening here? Here we have an infrastructure, we have a host system, but there is something called a Docker engine. And what happens? This just system is removed, right? It is not available here. We are directly like managing binary data or the dependencies. I said no CPP, some SQL, those kind of things that we will be managing directly. And what happens is like these applications will be deployed with the help of Docker, so that all the dependencies or the binaries or the library that needed, everything, I mean the prerequisites, everything will be there, and there will not be any communication in between these two. Okay, so this is happening in the same host system. We don't need to create a system here. Here we have, for example, here we have OS, right? We have different kind of systems we have. But here what happens? We don't need to like create another systems or something. Everything will be managed with the help of Docker. Okay. You get that idea how this is happening? That
So basically,
Hmm.
Yeah, so basically we don't need to think of the operating systems and all, and as well as we don't need to think of the prerequisite, right? Everyone, I mean, everything would be taken care by the Docker engine, right?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I'll give you one more image so that you guys can understand. Yeah, in this phase also, what is happening? So this is Docker engine, and this is kind of, yeah, even if we have Docker engine, SQL server we have, I said no hypervisor we have. So there will be different OS operating systems, and we have different app 4, app 5, app 6, app 7 here within different OSs, right? So they may be handled with the help of Docker engine or maybe with some different binaries, but this is something like a different concept. Like the operating system itself is managed separately. So if we are thinking to install app 4 and app 5 in this, then we need to bring all those things over here now. So like that, or maybe if we need to bring app 7 to this OS, we need to bring all those binaries and all, then only it will work. In Docker, what it is happening is like it is converting as a like block. See, app 4 and its binaries, app 5 and its binaries, app 6 and its binaries. Here, app 1, its binaries. So the binaries and the application are tightly coupled, and it is containerized. Actually, it is in a block, so that if you are thinking to lift from here and shift to here, it will work because it is like it is working like that. The files are containerized and it is situated along with tightly coupled. So whenever the app one is there, it will, the binaries or the libraries or the dependencies, all those things will be there in place. We don't need to think about those dependencies or that kind of thing. Any questions?
No, sir.
Do you get the idea?
Yes, sir. So basically, it is just containerizing, like uh, according to different services, like app services, and it just like containerizing things.
Yeah, kind of containerization. Exactly. Because it is like we are supplying the binaries or the libraries or whatever we have along with that application, so that the application will get what all dependencies it have. It can take it from the binaries or the libraries. And obviously, if an application is able to like connect with or able to in touch with these binaries or libraries, then only that application will work. So here what we are doing is, what Docker is doing is keeping all those binaries and libraries and dependencies along with the app itself, so that it can work anywhere. If we put it here, it will work. If we are getting it in somewhere, some other machine also, it will work because the prerequisites are already with that. That's the idea. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And yeah, from that previous example means we just installed nginx server in our Linux machine, right? Or maybe some web server in our Linux, in our IaaS server as well, with the help of IaaS as well. So we can containerize that actually. So it is like there is some term. Okay, I'll come to that.
So I just got a question. So
Yeah.
is this an IAS or what?
No, this is like a technology only. IaaS is like it is for Windows server.
So
Okay,
is it a platform?
sorry.
I mean, is it a platform?
This is kind of technology that we will be using, and yeah, I'll come to that. What are things we have in Docker and all, yeah, that we will cover. For that, we just don't know what is Docker, no? So that's what we are discussing this now. And Okay. So now what we will have? We will have an infrastructure available here. And we will have Docker engine available. Here we can like have whatever application that we, that's how it is. Infra means a VM or something that we are saying like that. So what we did for nginx server, what we did, actually we created a VM, right? We created a VM. From that VM, we installed nginx, right? We installed nginx,
Yes.
and then we got that application. Like whatever the application that we have, we got it, right? So actually it is kind of like we are mentioning to which port. 80 port it was listening at that time, right? HTTP. Do you remember, like we just run that IP and we are able to get it with the help of port 80. So yeah, we can do it, and we'll be like deploying application and all in a different perspective, like with the help of some kind of technologies or some kind of times. Okay, I'll come to that. So mainly, yeah, there is a term called, okay, so there are few terms that we need to understand. Okay, the main component is a Docker file. Okay, Docker file. What is a Docker file? Actually, Docker file is something like, yeah, as we know, the operating system, libraries and dependencies are required to run an application source code, right? We will have source code, whether one application is Java or Python or C Sharp. Maybe there will be different kind of application source code that we have, and we will be like there will be some dependencies is required to run that application. So Dockerfile, it is like a standardized, and it is kind of a component. It is an executable one. Okay, that is the main thing. It is an executable component. Okay, which means we can execute that. So for what kind of things we are doing, like we are using Dockerfile, we can use this Dockerfile to create some images. Okay, images. We will be creating Docker images. That's what Docker images is. So whatever the image that we will be creating with the help of Docker file, that we will call as Docker images. Okay. So there will be some different kind of stages as well. Like we will be building. We will call it as build, right? That the converting of the Docker file into Docker image is actually build. So we will say, okay, Docker build. If we build a Docker file, then we will get more Docker image. Okay. Once this image is there, okay. So yeah, are you following?
Yes, sir. I'm following.
Yes, sir, sir.
Okay, cool. So, and what all things this Docker file contains? Basically, it's a set of instructions. Okay, it's a set of instructions. Actually, this Docker have a set of instructions It is for what? It is for generating some image. Okay, so I said no. Docker file will help us to create some image. That image is called Docker image, and the process is called build. So if we build a Docker file, we will get an image, and that is called Docker image. Basically, a Docker file contains some kind of instructions, and these instructions are mainly used for what? Generating that image, or we can mention building an image. So if we summarize, Dockerfile have some kind of instructions. What kind of instructions? It can be executable, and what is the next thing? It will have instruction. It is executable, and what will create? It will create an image, right?
Yes. So, sir, image in the sense like a real image or what?
Yeah, image in the sense, for example, do you heard about the Windows image or something?
No, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Do you remember when we creating a virtual machine, we selected some image? Like,
We used to select the operating system.
yeah, right. We created some virtual machine, no? At that time,
Yes.
we selected some like a size of the virtual machine as well as the image of the virtual machine, which means what kind of operating system it has to bring. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? Correct.
Yeah. We used to select the operating systems.
Yeah, operating system. We selected whether we need to go with Windows or Linux or Red
Or
Hat or
Linux.
whatever. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Are
it's
you talking
actually an
about
image.
the
One second, give me a minute.
are you talking about the image that was like desktop and dice kind of thing?
Sorry, I didn't get you. What?
Like I was asking, are you searching for the VM image?
No. Actually, no, not. So like it's like a same image, Windows image, Linux image, or Red Hat. There are different flavors, right? So image is a kind of thing that we will be referring to install that. If we need to install a Windows in our laptop, we need to find some Windows image. Similarly, we need to take some Linux image if we need to install a Linux in our laptop, like that. So image is like everything will be inside this image. Only we need to install it. So if we install that image, then we will like, if we run this image, we will get all the properties inside it. That's what it is. Got it. We will have different versions, no? Windows 10, Windows 11, different versions. All are different images as actually. I hope you got the idea what I am referring to. Is that good to go?
Yes, sir. So let me just clarify. So
Yeah.
image image in the sense, while creating a virtual machines, we used to select, either Windows or Linux. So those are the images, right? I mean, those operating systems are actually images.
Yeah, definitely. It's a kind of like why these images, it's as part of a containerization technology. Okay, which means whatever the packages or the things that we need for Windows, it will be like abstracted. It will be already mentioned in this Windows image. So we just need to refer the Windows image and we need to create our install it in our laptop. So our laptop will start working with the help of Windows.
Yeah, because
If
I mean, while the time we were selecting the operating system, I mean, we
yeah,
are not basically like installing everything. I mean, it's already there, but we are just selecting. That's it.
yeah. If, whether we are selecting Windows or Linux or whatever the flavor we will refer. So what will happen is they will refer this image and it will create an instance in our machine. That's what it is exactly happening, which means what are the packages we have, like they have inside this image, it will be installed in our machine and we will be able to run. So once we installed Windows, right, we can able to run all those commands or something that we will be required inside that. So if we need an extra application or utilities and all, then we need to install that. Otherwise, like everything will come by default, right? For example, this whiteboard or maybe paint or yeah, like that Windows, the Internet Explorer, all this comes by default, right? Or the command prompt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's already there. So yeah, so image we can refer something like that. So it is like with the help of instructions, we will create an image. So similarly, like that Windows or Linux or Red Hat kind of images that we will have. So this image will do whatever we mentioned in this Dockerfile. So accordingly, it will work. And so mainly we need to create a Dockerfile, okay, to create an application. That's what. Here, for example, they created Windows image to create an application of Windows or Linux or Red Hat or whatever. Okay. So idea is you should create a Docker file in order, since like it will run all the instructions. Basically, see, this is a Docker file. We will mention a lot of things. Okay. So it will start executing all, and after that, what one image will be created. Okay.
So, sir, virtual machine is also created from image then?
Not a virtual machine is not, yeah, virtual machine is not created from sorry, can you repeat that?
I was asking, even VMs are created from images then?
Yeah, definitely, because there, what happens, I will explain. In Windows, they are like defining lot of things, and they are creating some images of that operating system. For example, whether it is Windows or Linux or whatever. Okay, so we are referencing to that images. Yeah, for example, I think I have one this thing. I have this. Let me check. Yeah, see, you can see this disk image file, right? Windows. Are you able to see my
Yeah.
screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, actually, this is a Windows image. See, disk image file, ISO type of image. If I need to install this in a Windows, like in a system, yeah, there are some way to do that. We can we can make some USB or something, and we can install in a system. So basically, everything is encapsulated in an image. Actually, we can download it from the internet, like Windows 10 or Linux. We can install, like you can download it. Second.
Sir, so is it basically in virtual machines? We are having one image over there, and we are creating like separate image in a Docker file, right?
Yeah, we are creating a separate image. Correct. See,
So we have like two images, and one is in the IIS, like in a virtual machine, and secondly in the Docker, right?
yeah, once we created an OS, like then we don't need that image. But here in Docker, we may need that because we are developing application, different kind of applications. So we may need to update it or maintain it like that. But here for Windows, actually we are not doing that, right? So we don't need too much care about that. But exactly what happens, see, downloads Windows 10. It will download image actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I think
sir,
we were. Yeah, sorry. Go on, Sufyan.
So, sir, does that virtual machine has to do with like, I mean, does virtual machine and Docker like has any interrelation in between? Like, does they have any connection in between?
We will install Docker in a virtual machine or in our local environment.
Okay, I got you, sir. Okay, so this is the next process. Like after creating a virtual machine, so this is gonna be the next process.
Yeah. We need to install a Docker, and then we need to create a Docker image.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, Abdullah, you can go on.
Yeah, I think we were getting confused, thinking image is like real image or kind of picture thing.
No, it's not a
What I
picture. It's not a
understand
picture.
is it is a file, kind of file.
Yeah. I'll come to that. Yeah, it is not kind of. It is not a,
image file. Yeah, I know image file. So so this is basically an image file. I got you, sir.
It is not a picture, Abdullah. It is not a picture. It is entirely.
Yeah, I understood. I got that, sir.
Yeah. Oh, I think you guys little bit confused over that. So I will give another. I'm bringing another picture. So okay.
Yeah, when you showed the file, then I understood that.
Yeah. So Docker file will do what it will do. It will build. It will, and what we will get? We will get a Docker image. If we run that image, then we will get a Docker container. Okay, this is the process. So as I said, no, Docker file is something like it contains a lot of instructions to create a Docker image. So it will define what all process that we need to do. So it will take that process and it will create or it will produce an image. So the basic idea is while we create, while we are creating a containerized application, we should create a Docker file first. From there, with the help of Docker engine or Docker daemon, we can call, it will create a Docker image with the instructions that we have given inside that Docker file. And then from there, if we run that image, we will get a Docker container, an instance. Okay. And let me explain about Docker image. Docker image is something like, it's kind of artifact or something like that. It is a standalone part. That's the main thing. Okay, actually it's a standalone. It can be executable. Okay, so it will have all the packages that we need. Like if we are thinking about an application, it will have all those packages which are related to all that. So we don't need to think about a separate package that we need to bring into. All things will be like defined over this Docker file, so that we can directly like use this, consumes this Docker image actually. So it may, in the Docker image, it will include code or the runtime or the libraries or the variables or the binaries, what all things, it will be there inside this Docker image. So it is standalone one. It does not need to depend on any other thing or anything else to run an application. Okay, which means what kind of application it is planning to run, all those like dependencies, whether it's a runtime library, environment variable, or whatever, it will be already inside the Docker image. So they don't need to communicate with anything. Like Docker image don't need to go to anywhere and take it something from anywhere, because it already have that. Unless and until we just define it in this Docker file. Whatever we have in this Docker file, it will be replicated as a Docker image. Okay. And once this Docker image is created, I told you, if we run, we will get Docker container, correct? So Docker container is something like what? It's a runtime instance of an image. If we run this image, we will get a container. Okay. So containers, it is like, the deployment that we are doing, and it will have all those dependencies in place, and it will run the application. So the application is running as a container. We can we can define different Docker images and different application in a single machine as well. Okay. And I'll give you a lab as well, so that you will get more idea. So the concept is clear, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. So basically, we are having all those applications saved in the container, and I mean, the only way to access this container is by Dockerfile, which is like image file.
So let's say if I need an application called a Docker application, first of all, what I need to know, I need to write a Docker file. I need to mention what all steps, what all things I need, I can mention here. Then I will create a Docker image. From that, I can create a Docker application. That's it. This is the flow. Okay, without the help of Docker file, we can't create a Docker image. So obviously, we can't create a Docker container.
Yes, sir.
Got it? Any questions? Otherwise, like we are jumping into that.
No, sir, no more questions from my side.
Yeah, if anything is there, just let me know. Meanwhile, I'll start the lab. So just think about this image and how it is. And there are some commands that we will discussing. We'll be discussing. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me start the lab so that we can take that thing as well.
Sir, I just got a random question.
Okay.
So is this Docker thing like, I mean, we know that we can do in Windows, right? So apart from that, I mean, can we also do this in Linux as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like we can, for example, we can install, like we created servers in both, right? So yeah, we can. There is no issues.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be doing that in Linux now.
Yes, sorry, my network was kind of poor, so I'm going on and off and on and off. I had a question. The question is, so container, the Docker container, it contains only codes, right? So
This
like the
container,
process,
this container is something, the application. It is an application actually. Whatever
alright,
the
so
application that we are thinking to create, actually this will be the application.
So, sir, for creating an application, there will be definitely a role of lot of commands and coding.
Yeah, I'll come to that. Yes. There will be obviously there will be coding and all. Correct. Yeah, but how this will be work? Yeah, I'll come to that.
All right.
Let me create a virtual machine first. I'm not care about a virtual network or something. I'm just creating virtual machines.
So let's go with Windows first, and then later on we'll go for Linux for better understanding.
It's yeah. It will be mostly on commands actually. So better to go with Linux.
Okay, okay.
So here, yeah, this what I that image I mean. We have different images now. Then yeah. For now, I'm opening 80 port also. Yeah, it will automatically give me something. I'm using that. I'm not clear about that for now. Let it create. Meanwhile, I'll come to Abdullah's query. Okay. So in Dockerfile, we will only have some commands. Okay. For example, you heard about Jenkins. Actually, this is a tool that we will be using in Devops actually. Okay, for CD pipe kind of.
Is it scripting, sir?
Jenkins is not a scripting; it's an application. It's a software. Okay.
Okay, like Kubernetes.
Not Kubernetes. Kubernetes is like if we have a lot of different kind of containers, say we have 1,000 containers. So
Okay.
Kubernetes is the way of orchestrating that. That's why Kubernetes is used. So we'll cover it later. But Kubernetes
Okay.
is something. Okay. Jenkins is an application, similar kind of application like what we can say. Yeah, there are a lot of applications. No? Yeah, like an antivirus application. We have like Kaspersky kind of thing, right? Similarly, yeah, there are 4 different kind of utilities. We have different applications. So this application development is not done with the help of Dockerfile. Okay. So there may be like for developing a Jenkins, there will be a lot of code written. Okay. And what happens is, what I'm saying is, if this code and all things are ready and they are releasing something like a version of Jenkins or something. Okay. So which means we are not concerned about the code. Okay. We are not developers actually. We don't need like think about the code. So once they develop the application and they release the one Jenkins, okay, one Jenkins 1.0, the version, let it be. Okay. So we can use this Jenkins, we can deploy this Jenkins with the help of a Dockerfile. Okay. And we can add or we can remove what we can like fine tune it as per our requirement. We can add commands and all in Dockerfile. Accordingly, we can create a Docker image. So we don't need to think about what actually Abdullah is here. You are saying you are facing some network issues. That's why I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good, sir.
Okay, okay. So we are not. So basically, we are not thinking about what we are not never thinking about the code of developing an application. We are thinking about running an application. Okay. You get it? For example,
Yes, sir.
we will not be thinking about how Windows is creating or how Linux is creating. We are not thinking about that, right? Like how the code is happening, how the internal things, the backend is working. We are not concerned about it.
Yes, sir.
Similarly,
True.
similarly, we are not concerned about the code behind that application. How that application is created, that we don't need to think. We are using this Dockerfile to containerize the application. Okay. So we will be referring, for example, we will be referring an image of a Jenkins. From that image, we will do some task and then we will deploy it as a Docker container. Yeah, I'll like show it in hands-on so you will get a better idea. Is that fine, Abdullah? Shall I move on?
Sir, just last question. So, like, if we can summarize, so basically, we are trying to just function whatever the application, the coding is done. We're just trying to like observe it kind of thing and just to make sure that it's running smoothly, if you can say like that.
Can you repeat that?
So you said that we are just running the application, not like we are not coding, right?
Yeah, running means
So running, like I can say we are trying to make sure that our job from our end is to make sure that the coding team is running smoothly, like
yeah,
operating functionally
yeah, yes,
properly.
because we are not concerned about the code. Okay, we are not concerned about the what they are developing. Only we concerned about the maybe either we will get tasks. For example, as a DevOps engineer or a cloud engineer, maybe we will be getting like either we need to like they will give us okay, these are the commands that we need to run to create the application. Okay, either we will get that. So they will like give us the code and we will automate the task. Okay, so we will like put something in between and then we will automate the task and we will build the application. Okay, so we can run the application. Or that what they will do, they will tell us, okay, we need to consume this image and we need to run something and all. Okay, so that also we will get like we may be using for example, we have a Jira. Jira, you know, Jira, they heard about Jira. Jira is something like
Yeah.
an ITL software actually for managing tracking and all projects and all activities. So maybe they are trying to install that in a local. Okay, there will be different kind of requirements, but it is like we will not be directly like thinking about any coding. Any coding means application coding and all. They will be giving the code or they will be giving as a version. So if they are giving the code, then they will tell us what all commands that we need to run one after the another to run the application. Our goal is to maintain the infrastructure, keep the applications ready, keep on running. Okay, if some issues comes in, you need to troubleshoot it. That is the main duties that we need to do as a DevOps engineer or a cloud engineer. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we are just modifying it and just trying to make it run. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. So the developer team will develop all. Okay, we need to keep in touch with them. What all packages or what all steps we need to automate, we will do it in like with the help of some softwares or something. Then we will release it. That's it. So Jenkins is that kind of a software that we can integrate all those codes and create a release. Okay, which means with the help of Jenkins, we can integrate the code and create a running application like that.
Okay, sir.
So idea behind Dockerfile, Docker image, and all this containerizing the applications actually, not developing the application. Okay, we have an application in place, we will be containerizing that.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, cool. Here I'm checking whether we have an NSG. We have an NSG, I think, Network Security Group associated with this NIC card. So it is allowing port 80, port 22. Yeah, I will add one more port. I'll add 8080 as well. Okay, I'm adding 8080 as well. So here 3 traffic can come in. What 22 can come in, 80 also 8080. This much port it can communicate. Others are blocked. Okay.
What is 8080, sir?
It's a port actually. It's a port. So a port number. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah.
We got
Basically,
RDP,
yeah. Basically 80, 20, yeah, it's a different like it comes under 80 as well. 8080 means it's a subset of 80. So, but it is a different port.
Okay, okay.
Okay, it is like that also. Like we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, because we have. I mean, it's not mentioned in there, right? I mean, in the options, it's not.
Yeah, okay. It's a custom port. So,
Okay,
for example, why we are using this is like for a system, one port can be utilized once, which means if one application is using one port, we can't use the same. So that's why I just created this. And what I am doing is in this lab, I'll be using, like I'll be installing 2 applications. One will be listened in port 80, other will be in 8080. Okay. That's why I just allowed these 2. Yeah, Abdullah, go ahead. I think you have a go. Anything you want to ask, just ask. Otherwise, I will be jumping into that. Is it good to go?
Yes, sir. I guess Abdullah is having some.
1 second, sir. 1 second. I was just thinking of one thing on this thing.
Okay. Yeah, if there is anything, just ask so that I can give you an idea. So here what I'm doing is I'm allowing only 3 traffic. One is 80 port, another is 8080 port, and it is 22. 22 it is for SSH. I need to SSH to this. 80 and 8080 port I will be using. I'll be installing, like creating 2 containerized application. So that's why I'm taking 2 ports. Okay.
All right, all right.
Okay, let me connect to this machine. Yes. You are at the rate username at the rate IP. Yes. Password I need to put. Okay, I'm in that VM. Present working directory. Okay, okay. I'm creating one folder here. Okay, I'm creating one directory. Okay, dir. This is a command for creating a directory. I'll create Jenkins. Okay, So if I list ls Jenkins is there, right? Okay. So I'll go to the directory cd Jenkins. Okay, now I am in Jenkins. Okay, now files are there. Okay, ls means list. So what all files we have inside that, it will be listed. So I don't have anything. Okay, and I'm going back. Also, see, Jenkins is there. Okay, I'll create another folder as well. mkdir, make directory nginx. Okay, so I have two folders. Let it be there. First of all, I'll go through those installations. Okay, how we need to install Docker. Now here we have what? Here we have one infrastructure in place, right? We have installed one VM, which means we have this infra. Then we need to bring in what? Docker, right? We need to bring in Docker. So we need to install Docker. So for that, actually there are a way to install Docker. Okay, some commands that we need to run. So it is there in the official documentation of Docker. I will share that with you. Okay, so for your, this is the page. You are able to see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the official documentation of Docker. So if, yeah, I'll share this link with you. So here you will get how to install. Okay, so actually we need to run these all commands. This is how we need to install Docker. Okay.
So this is for Linux, right?
Yeah, this is for Linux.
And sir, what about Windows?
Yeah, for Windows we will have, yeah, this is my Windows machine. So there is one Docker desktop that you can install.
Okay.
Okay, so it will like it is like it will take most of the compute and capacity. So our system will be a little bit slower if we run this. So I recommend to go with Linux, but if you need to go with Docker desktop as well, that's also fine. So you can go with all this, what like you can click like that, but it's better it easy to handle all those things with the help of Linux actually, because for Kubernetes also you need at least like some kind of Linux on it. So if you are doing and trying it like this, then it will be better to you, because Windows normally we know, right? So we can, if we learn Linux also, that will be better.
Okay. But sir, what about like most of the companies use like they go with Linux or Windows?
It is like some companies, it's up to them actually, because there are some companies they are following Windows. There are companies though who are following Linux, but mostly in terms of these commands, as well as it is easier to handle,
Okay.
most companies will go with Linux as well.
Okay. Because Windows is user friendly, and
Yeah, user
Linux is kind of
friendly.
tricky.
Yes. But the thing is, rather it is very easy to like once you will get understand, if you start with Linux, it's you will get like, yeah, there are some commands, but if you have commands in place, then it's easy to install. So this,
Okay, sir.
yeah, and if you need to install it in other systems, Windows or something, see here you will get, okay, there will be installation, and you will get what you need to install. Okay, so here is Docker desktop, So if you click here, see how you can install in Windows. It's there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now we will cover this installation in Linux actually. So yeah, we need to run all these commands. Then we will be able to get that. Okay, so first of all, we need to run these commands. Then we need to install the packages, and then we need to verify it. Okay, so I'm copying it one by one. apt get updated is to update the packages of this VM. That's completed. The next, it will install some kind of certificates. It's installed. Then this one. Done. Then this one. One by one, we need to run the command. That's it. It's as per the documentation itself. You don't need to go anywhere.
So, are we just installing the Docker in it?
Yeah. We are installing Docker in our system.
Okay.
Docker engine. Okay. Now I need to install I need to run this. Okay. Then last this. Okay, then I need to Docker install the local packages. It will take some time. Okay, only you need to understand is run the commands one by one. Okay, this command actually it is only one command itself. Okay, this is an entire command. So you need to make sure you are copying this completely. Others are like each are single commands. Okay, single lines. Here you have multiple lines. So copy it like this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's completed. I will check. Minus version. See, Docker is installed. Okay, 26.1 version, it is there. Okay. So these are the steps that we need to follow to install Docker in a Linux. And if you need to know what all steps we need to take for other OSs, you can take it from there. Because we can't cover every OSs in a session.
Okay.
Now what we have, Docker is installed. Let me check. Okay, 2 directories we already created, right? And yeah, there are let me take it now that is installed. Okay. Okay. Then there are some commands. Okay, so we need to create a Docker file. So the name of the Docker file must be Dockerfile. Okay, we need to name it as Dockerfile itself. We can use the different file names also, but then we need to mention it the Docker settings and all. So it is recommended to use Dockerfile. So don't go for anything else. Okay, just name it Dockerfile itself. And in terms of commands, the Docker commands will start from, in this Dockerfile, we will mention from. Okay, it's a command that we will use. So this from means it represents the base image or the OS that we will use. Okay. So using this from command, what we will use? We will take a base OS. For example, here we are referencing Ubuntu. Okay, let's see, we are using Ubuntu 20.04. Then we can mention from Ubuntu 20.04. Okay, so it will use
Linux, right?
Sorry,
Ubuntu is Linux, right?
Yeah, Linux, one of the flavors of Linux. Yeah, correct. There are different like CentOS, Red Hat. There are different kind of OS. Yeah, Ubuntu is one of the OS for that. Yeah. So this will be the base OS. So which means the application will be installed where? In this Ubuntu 20.04. Okay. And then another command. I'm discussing about the popular commands. Okay. So copy. Copy means what? You know, right? If we need to copy some file or folders, something, then we can use copy. For example, if we need to mention copy, copy, and we can mention the source as well as the destination. For example, if we need to copy something from our local system to this Ubuntu 20.04, it can be achieved with the help of copy command. Do you get it? So this is the first command. This is the second command. These commands all that we have to mention in Dockerfile. Okay, if we have that kind of task. If we don't need to copy anything, then we don't need to use copy command. But from is very important. It is the beginning of a Dockerfile. Okay, the Dockerfile execution start from there. From. All good?
Yes, sir. And the name of the Dockerfile itself is a Dockerfile, right?
Yeah, Dockerfile itself. We don't need to name it anything else. We have to mention it Dockerfile itself.
So just on the Linux, we need to just write Dockerfile. That's it, right?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay. Then copy command. Then there is another command like add. Add is a command. So add is to like if we need to download something into this image, okay, that we can use with the help of add. So if we are using add command, then we can mention URL. So it will be downloaded. Okay. So here what we will do, right? We will be we will be downloading Jenkins. Okay. So we will be downloading Jenkins. So we will use add command as well. Okay, add is one of the commands that we can use. So what we are doing here, we are taking an Ubuntu OS. If we need to copy something, we will use this. Otherwise, we will not use. Then what we are doing, we are downloading this Jenkins to this OS. Okay. So ideally, we have Ubuntu here. Then on the top of that, we are installing that Jenkins. Okay. And another command, fourth command, run. Run is one command. So it is basically to run some like instructions or something. So either we can like give some commands or arguments or something. If we need to run something, then we can use run command. Okay. For example, if we run touch file, then it will create a file. A normal Linux things that we can run. Run is a command. Okay. There are a lot of different commands. I'm covering some of the commands, some main commands.
If we want to open Jenkins, so should we go with run command?
Yeah, we need to add. First of all, we need to add no. So we can do that. And if we need to run Jenkins, yeah, we can mention that what the command is required. We can mention with along with run. Then it will take.
Okay.
So
basically, run command in the sense it opens the application. That's it. I mean file.
Yeah, like whatever the command that we need to run. So for example, if we have like a file called index, okay. If I have a file called index.html and I need to display the details, show the file. Cat is the command to show the file. Okay. So if I mention run cat index.html, what happens? It will display the value of what index.html contains. It is like running some commands. That's it. Like some kind of instructions or arguments.
Okay.
Next is entry point. Okay. Entry point is like it's a function or an executable thing. So when our Docker container is starting, okay, when we start the container, this script will trigger. Okay, so it can be run. For example, yeah, if we mention entry point, we can mention command plus argument. Okay, command plus arguments that we can mention. For example, if here we mention echo means to display. Okay. Welcome what Guruschools. Okay, if we mention like this entry point like this, what happens? It will echo welcome Guruschools. So it will show this message. So entry point is basically what? It is a executable thing. So when a like container is starting, okay. If we need to mention some script or something that we need to run, then this will run. If we didn't mention, then it will not run. That's it.
So is it gonna be the container name, the entry point?
No, it will not be the name. Name that container name we will mention whenever we are building it. Okay, we will come to that.
Okay.
So these are all commands only. So inside the Dockerfile, we are mentioning all these. And another is maintainer. Okay, maintainer is something like the author name or something. For example, if we mention maintainer command and we mention Guruschools here. So the author will be shown as Guruschools. That's it.
Okay, sir.
So it's basically different kind of commands actually. So from copy, add, run, entry point. These are the basic commands that we will mention in a Docker file. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to create one Docker file for Jenkins. Okay. So let me jump into that directory Jenkins. Okay. I don't have any files over here. Let me clear my screen so that you guys will. You guys can watch, right? It is visible, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. If you
So
have
sir,
any,
is the Jenkins like is it a folder like which we have created?
yeah, it is a folder only. See, I have two folders
Yeah.
here, Jenkins and nginx. So I'm
Okay.
opening Jenkins. I'm going to Jenkins for now. CD Jenkins. Change directory. Well, that's what is CD. Okay. You guys can watch the recordings and replicate the same. So you will be like familiarized with the commands as well. Okay. Here what we need to do is we need to create a Dockerfile, and what we will run the, like we will mention some commands in it. Okay, so what we need to run that, then what we need to mention and all. Okay, so here I'm creating a file. Vim is an editor to create. So docker file. This is the name of the file. Okay, I told you, we need to keep name of the file as Dockerfile itself. So I'm creating
Okay.
it.
So Vim is the command for creating a file, right?
Vim is an editor. So if you use
Okay.
Vim Dockerfile, what happens? It will open a
Create
window
file.
to write. See, like this, it will come. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm giving some commands. So from, yeah, I'm using OpenJDK because for Jenkins, OpenJDK is a prerequisite actually. So I am using that image. I kept maintenance Guruschools. I mention a label production. Production means it is the final version. So I'm just mentioning that. And I'm mentioning this is one environment variable, which is not required. If we need to do it, yeah, we can put it. Otherwise, we can put it in a different area. Like why we are mentioning app area is, if we mention one variable as app area, we can mention it over here. Otherwise, we need to mention /data/app over here. So it is like that. I'll give you this file so that you can go into it. Okay. Next, what I'm doing, I'm using run command. What make directory? I need to create one make directory. And what it is creating? App area. App area means what? It is creating data/app, correct? Okay. And now add is to download something. No, I told you, no. So here it is downloading what? Jenkins, and it will be stored in this location. What is app area? App area is /data/app. Okay. And expose is like, yeah, here I'm using 8080. So this application will be listening to 8080 port. CMD, another command. So I am mentioning what command I need to run. So here Java -jar Jenkins. So this is the command that we need to run the Jenkins. Okay. So these are the different steps that we need to mention in a Docker file. So these are the base image that we are using. Okay. I'll share this command with you so that you can also try it with. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if we need to save it, okay, here we paste it now. If we need to save it, we need to click escape button in our keyboard, and then we need to use :WQ. You are able to see this now. These three we need to try. So it is to write and quit. Okay, that's why WQ is there. :WQ. Then it will save. I just show you. Okay. This is the file that we have shared, correct? So cat is the command to display this Dockerfile. So we have this Dockerfile. These are the commands that we have. Okay. Now what we need to do? Now the building process is coming, which means I need to build the process. Okay. To build that all, actually, yeah, tell me.
Can you just give me a real quick recap, sir? I mean, we have created a Docker file, and then can you just give me a quick recap?
Yeah. So what do you need?
Like just a quick recap, you know. I mean, so far what we have done, like we created a Docker file, and
Yeah. I'll tell you. Yeah. First of all, what we did, we provision a VM. Inside that, we installed a Docker with the help of some commands that is taking from the Docker official site itself. And then after that, we created two directories. One is for Jenkins, one is for nginx. If we don't need to install nginx, only Jenkins is fine. That's up to us. Okay. If we are planning to create one application, Jenkins is fine. Or if we are thinking to create only nginx, that is also fine. Okay. So how many applications we need? We will create that kind of directories. After that, we will use Vim. Vim is an editor. So we will get a window to type. So Vim, then the file name. So we need to keep Dockerfile, and we will mention what values we need to put there. So either we can write it or paste it. Okay, if we copy and you Control-C and Control-V, it will work over there. So if you paste it, it will also take. So with the help of these commands, we mentioned we used a JDK, and mainly the next main thing is we downloaded Jenkins, and then we exposed it in 8080. And we mentioned in CND, this is the command. Actually, this is the command that we need to run, like used to run Jenkins. We did not define it. It is defined by Jenkins itself. Okay. Okay, is that fine?
Yeah, yes, sir. So after creating the two directories, one is Jenkins and second was like nginx. So we have created a file in nginx or in Jenkins?
Here.
Okay, in Jenkins. Okay.
Yeah. We created a file. We created a Docker file in Jenkins, and now we will run. We will build. Okay, that's what the flow, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because once we have the Docker file, we need to build it. Then only we can run. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need to build it. Then we can run. Yeah, correct. So I'll be running that. Building that file. For building, there is another command. Okay, so yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, you will get an error once we run that command. Okay, Docker build -t. Okay, this is the name that I'm mentioning. Okay, Jenkins :1. One is a what? It is a label. Okay. So this is the command Docker build -t Jenkins, then dot. Dot means current directory. So in this Jenkins directory itself, it will create an image. Okay. Docker build -t Jenkins. Okay. So yeah, I'll run it. So what happens? Permission denied, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because here we don't have enough permissions. So what we will do, we will make as, we will change it as admin user. Okay, administrator user. For that, we need to run sudo su. Okay. So now it changed from admin Azure to what? Root. Root is the administrator user. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now we
Like
can run
run
this.
as administration.
Yeah, because root will have highest privileges, so it will not have like this permission issues. That's why we are using root. So we can like easily create all this, like run these commands. So docker build -c Jenkins dot means current directory. Okay. So it is building. We can see that something is loading. Basically, what it is doing is it is going through all these and it is downloading. It is like downloading this Jenkins, and then it will expose to this port. That's what it will take. So here image is creating, not application. Okay. So with the help of this Dockerfile, one image will be created. Building an image is the process that is running in the background. Okay. See, that is finished, right? So please remember, this is the command. And now what we need, we will check image is created or not. So for that, there is a command, docker images. See, we can see Jenkins, right? Jenkins is
That's
created.
simpler, right?
Sorry?
That was the directory, right?
Yeah, means no. It is small letter J, no? Lowercase. Here,
Okay.
directory is uppercase.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the same name that we mentioned over here. See,
Yeah, same name.
one is a tag. You can see tag now, one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one image ID is there and the size also is there. Okay. Now we have what? We have Docker image. So with the help of this Dockerfile, what we did? We created one Docker image. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. Now what we need to do? We need to run this, right? If we run this, then we will get a Docker container. Correct. So for that, we will run, and for that purpose, we have another command, docker run -d -p. Then I need to mention the port. Okay, 8080. So this is the command, and one more thing we need to mention, the image ID. Okay, docker run -d -p. Then the port that we need to listen, then image ID. This image ID we need to put. Okay. Docker run -d -p, the port that we need to expose, then the image ID. Let me click enter. Okay. It gives some ID. Okay. Now I will check whether we have something. Docker PS. So you are able to see, right, what it is happening. Okay. See what it is here. One container is created, correct? With the container ID. This is the image ID. See, with this image, one container is created. So they have some commands created 18 seconds ago. Ports like this and all. Okay. Is that fine? This command is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what I will do now? This is the IP, right? This is the IP. So colon 8080 is the port. See, I am getting this, which means that Jenkins is installed.
Okay, so you have put the same that virtual machines IP address. So in that
Yeah.
IP address, like
Do one thing. Just use this IP and same 52.160. Yeah, put this in your phone or laptop right now. Just try 52.160.104.50:880.
okay.
Just try. Are you getting this?
Yeah, yes, sir. I got the same page.
Yeah, because this application is running as a container. Okay.
Okay.
And we can create another container as well, but we will get the same image. 1 second. Yeah, we will get the same image, so you will not understand that. Then we will create the nginx as well, so you will get an idea. Okay. Okay, so let it run there. Okay, let it be there. I'm just going back to what? I'm going back to nginx. Okay. cd nginx. I'm creating nginx server. Okay. I don't have anything over here. I'm creating Docker file again. Docker
In
file.
nginx. Right? So last time we created a Docker file under the Jenkins
Yeah.
directory. This
Yes,
time
yes,
we are
yes.
creating. Okay. So
Yeah, I can
are
show you.
so sir, so that Docker file and this Docker file, is it gonna be the same or different?
Different because it is in different directory, right?
Yeah. No, I mean
ls.
so I mean, is it gonna be the same Docker file or?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm going to do that. I'll show you. So here, see in Jenkins directory, we have one Docker file. Okay. I'm going back to that nginx directory. Okay. cd nginx ls. I don't have anything. Correct.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I will create one file called what? Docker file. Here I will mention what the steps I need to create an nginx server. From nginx server, maintainer expose 80 command. That's it. Okay. Nothing
So,
else.
sir, have you put anything there so that all those things appear, or it just appeared by itself?
No, I just pasted it. I just copy it and paste it over here. Nothing else.
Um,
I will give you these commands also, like these files also.
no, I mean, from where did you copy it, sir?
Yeah, like I have this in my like this file.
Okay,
file
okay,
itself.
okay. So you have all those commands already. So you just like paste it. That's it.
Yeah, just copy and paste it. Yeah, for easiness. Otherwise, we can't like finish it in a session, right?
Yeah.
That's why for easiness only I just did it. So from maintainer expose cmd. From so nginx will be like this is the base image. Maintainer will be Guruschools. It will be available in port 80 command. This is the command that we do. That's it. Okay, a quite easier Docker file than the previous one. All right. Let me save it. :wq enter. Okay, cat Docker file. See, this is a Docker file we created now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what we'll do now? We will build the image. So for that, Docker build -t. Here we have nginx, no? Nginx. The command I will put one itself. Then dot. Dot means the current directory. Enter. So it is building the image. Okay, it is finished. Let me check what all images we have. Docker images. Now we have two images, right? One, the Docker one, Jenkins one we created earlier, and the other is
and one the
nginx
nginx.
that just we created. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now what we'll do? Yeah, I will also check Docker PS, which means if we have containers, only one container is there. Only one container, that Jenkins container is there, right? So I need to create nginx container as well. For that, what I need to run? I need to use the command docker run. Docker run -d -p. Here I need to put what? 80, correct? And I need to use the
basically you are just running that second image file which we have created, right?
Sorry.
You are just running.
What?
So basically you are just running it. I mean running the second image file which we have created in nginx, right?
Yeah, correct. So I'm going to copy this image.
Opening that container.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will create, and it will create in what? It will be exposing in port 80. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it is created. So let me check this. What is this? Port 80. It's available now. That nginx is started.
We have put the same IP address, right?
Yeah, same IP address.
Then, sir, how come? I mean, with the same IP address, how come like we can open Jenkins?
Because
and as
it is in
well,
different ports. I will show you Docker PS.
Okay. I got you. One was in 8080 and second
one
was
is in
in
80.
480. I got it.
Other is in 8080.
Yes, sir. I got it.
We can't do same thing in 8080. Okay, that's why I used 80 and 8080. Okay. You got it now?
Yeah, yes, sir. I got it.
Yeah. So basically the steps that we followed is, first of all, we created a directory. The directory we created a Docker file, and we mentioned what we need to do. So in nginx, we created we used these commands like one maintainer, expose, cmd, that's it. So we created one nginx file, Docker file, and then we build it, Docker build -t nginx :1 dot. Then after building that, we just check with Docker images. So we are able to see that image. Then we will run the PS also, because whether we need to check we have a container is running or not. So we don't have any nginx container running for now. Then we run Docker run -d -p 8080, that image ID. So it started a container. All good. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And if we disable this 8080, we can't see this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, or we disable 80, we can't see this. So even if we have these applications listening to 80 and 8080, if the NSG itself is blocking that, we can't see it, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. So we should allow in NSG.
Yeah, we should allow in NSG. That's why. Okay, so a lot of things today. It's like a pretty much lengthy one, but
Yeah, lengthy session so far.
yeah. So it is like you will just go through it once again through the recording, so it will definitely help you out to sort it out. So I'll be sharing those
The
Docker
command.
files with you so that you
Okay.
can create it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Just let me know the status, like how you are able to take it or facing any issues or something. So
Okay, sir.
I would recommend to watch that recording once and then do. Yeah, before you are getting this recording, if it's possible, you can go through that and try it. And yeah, maybe you will face some issues. Just follow those what this video and then just try once again. Okay.
No, yes, sir. Of course, I have to go with the recording once again because I mean, we have a lot of things in this. So, and also
Yes,
we have like weekends, like so we got 2 days. So I guess it will be pretty enough time to create those Docker files and all.
definitely.
But
I appreciate it actually.
yeah, yeah.
And see, and
So
I can also. So now we are using this direct IP, direct that system IP, like the machine IP.
yeah,
We may think about bringing a load balancer in between, like that also, like something that we can mention now. We will.
yeah, of course.
Hmm.
We can do anything with the virtual machine, and I mean this is inside the virtual machine.
Yeah, like I'm saying, here we are using the direct pipeline IP, right?
Yes.
So I'm saying, yeah, whether we need to bring some public load balancer in between so that you don't need to rely on this or something like that. We can do now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like that's how different like different kind of scenarios, different kind of approaches is happening. Okay. Sometimes the client don't need to expose that public IP of that machine directly. So we will try to bring some service in between so that the public IP of the machine will not come outside, but the service will come out like that.
Okay.
It's
And
always like applications. So yeah, I'm just
okay.
giving you an idea. That's it.
So, sir, in general, like, is it gonna be like just the 2 directories all the time in one Docker file, or
No. It is like if we need 100 containers or 100 Docker files, this is the best practice. Like we will create a directory for it and we will do it inside. That's the
okay,
best practice. So if we are thinking to create 10 different images of 10 utilities, then we will create 10 directories and we'll do that's it. Got it?
okay.
And the thing
So
is,
our job is to So
yeah,
our job is to just create the containers. That's it, right?
yeah. And the difference is, see, earlier, like this OpenJDK is created by someone else. We are not aware of who did it, right? We are not care about the code and all. We just used it as a base image and did some configurations and exposed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
through that way, we will be getting like some different Jenkins files. So
Yeah.
through that, I mean, like
Yes.
as you copy paste, so we will just copy paste that and we'll create a container. That's it, right?
Correct. Yeah, definitely. So it's like that. So we are not doing the development. We are only like managing that and giving it in a different kind of way. That's it.
So, sir, so in this like in these two folders, like you have pasted like two different files, right? Which you already have got somewhere from somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so it was, I mean, you got it from somewhere and you just copy paste. That's it, right?
Yeah, you can copy paste. Like I just wrote it. Okay, I just wrote this file. So you can just copy paste it somewhere. If you need to create the same container, you can just copy paste it in a Docker file and you can perform the same task. It will run. You will get the same.
Okay, okay.
Hmm. That's what
So,
the important of this. You can run in my
okay,
machine. If you are using this Docker file in your machine, it will work. Wherever it will work, no issues, no dependencies.
okay. So
Otherwise, like
on yeah, sorry, sir. So
yeah,
on the job side, So we will be getting like this kind of files, right, from the different environments. Like, so we will be getting like this kind of files. So we have to just put these files. I mean, paste these files and create a container, right? That's it, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we can create, define everything inside that Docker file. So if we need to take something, you can. Yeah, you have the open well now. Google is there now.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is there now. So we have to use
Yeah.
that actually.
Okay.
Those are the technologies that we have to use. Otherwise, like we will be obsolete because AI things are coming now. So we need to adopt to that term. We need to take it. We will use them. Otherwise, like in future, it will be very difficult for us. So we need to be, so we need to be aligned with that. We have to use all those opportunities and what all we are getting. Okay. So the world is ours, like there are a lot of things is there. You can take it, do researches, because no one is creating directly from scratch, or like the entire application is not creating from his brain only. It's like referring somewhere, getting something from community, getting from something somewhere else, and we are using our brain and we are integrating it. Okay, so that kind of capability that we need.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, sir, beside this, so this what? So this Docker, is it also used in the different platforms like AWS and GCP? So do they also use like Docker?
Okay, I'll ask you one question. Do we have mentioned anywhere Azure over here?
No, sir.
Only I created a VM, right?
Yeah.
If I create that VM in AWS, no issues.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. So this is a third party.
Yeah, it is like, so that's why I said no. Even if it is Azure or AWS or GCP or Oracle or whatever, Alibaba or
Same
whatever.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of thing. That's a cloud
Okay.
part. This is something a different part.
Yeah.
Even you can install the same in your local machine as well.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. For your purpose, you can go to Microsoft Store and just search Ubuntu and then try to install that in your system, so that there itself you can do. You don't need to go for a VM and all. You can install in your local system itself.
Yeah.
Okay, the same steps you can follow. You don't need to log into a remote or VM or something. That's also fine.
Yes.
Okay, then just do it, practice, then you will get that as much as you can. Okay.
Okay, sir. Definitely.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you so much.
it's I hope all you are got your idea, and just refer it once the recording is available, so that you will get more idea on that. Okay, thanks for
Okay, sir. Definitely. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
thanks.